In this class, we'll talk about how you can plan and test lighting prior to shooting, as well as the importance of consulting with your team ahead of time.
We're all in different stations in life. We're all doing different things. We're all different jobs. Maybe it's a hobby. Maybe it's, maybe you are working on a movie set with 200 other people and you have, you do one thing, you move cables around, set them up for the lighting crew, or you work in the office, you fill out the payroll forms or whatever it is you do. Or maybe, you work in an ad agency and they do their own videos and there's 4 of you and, you're the guy, you do some camera work, and you just, you do a lot of different kinds of roles, on a certain level. So it's all over the map what you might end up doing. But for various reasons, you kind of need help at times. One of the things that I think is critical is just properly planning anything. And somebody was talking the other day about they were in a place that was too dark and they couldn't get the shot they wanted and the lens was too short and all that. Well, if you can go out and scout a location and you can go out and test anything you can ahead of time, and say, let's try this stuff out. Those kinds of things where you want to get out there and try it, and I always try to build that in. I have just talked to a client. We're going to do a series of things and we've even done similar shoots before, but we're changing it up a little bit. And I just said, I feel more comfortable if we just before the first one, we'll just come in and just do a dry run, set it all up, run through the paces, because then you can flush out anything that's, could be an issue, right? And you can test it back in the shop. You can get something, try it out, test it, do what you think's going to work, do a little edit. You can go to a rental place. Those places will let you play with things a lot of times, talk to people. And then scouting, is very critical. You go there and measure the light levels, and, see if there's enough electricity. This has nothing to do with lighting, but see if it's loud and noisy there. There's all kinds of logistical concerns, anticipating the situation and trying to be able to plan for what you need ahead of time. So depending on your role in the overall production, you might not have any help. You might not need any help. You might just have, kind of an assistant. Or you might have this whole giant team, And so if you say you're going to hire a director of photography, like Outman or Martin or somebody, and their job is to make sure that the image is what it needs to be, right? So, you want to go have a discussion with that person as much as you can ahead of time and talk about how they're going to do it, what they need, what you need, what kind of time you need, what kind of resources you need, all that kind of stuff. If maybe you're going to be the director of photography, you're going to shoot the thing, and you got a pretty good feel for what you're doing, but maybe you need to get a gaffer because there's a lot of lights and you don't own all those lights, and you've got a guy that's going to come over the truck. He's got some big stuff and he's maybe up on some of the stuff that you don't really, so familiar with, right? You talk to him and talk about what your vision is, and there's people out there that are so amazing and have so much knowledge and it can be great collaborators, and you can both do a better job because you're working together and bouncing ideas off each other. It's important, I think, to be able to identify what kind of help you need and be able to find the right people and work as a team. And even if you aren't doing hands-on stuff, I think it's always nice to be familiar with the ideas and be able to speak the language a little bit. And if you are doing hands-on stuff, you might need some crew to come help you. And there again, you're all kind of speaking the same language.
Click on the next video to continue. New videos drop every couple of days. If you like what you see, like and follow us on our social media channels. And everything is downloadable for free on our website, rucciproductions.com.